We're drilling on a Kuriashi Barai. And again, Mike and John are doing it in the foreground here. This is John's actually first time he's tried a Kuriashi Barai. And as you can see, good movement. We're catching on 2 steps. We like to do it mainly on 1, which we will do in a moment. But this is a 2-step Kuriashi Barai, sliding foot sweep, or send after foot sweep. And it's a pure timing throw. I think this, if you have a good Kuriashi Barai, you have very good skills at throwing. And I think in Judo or Jujitsu, to be certainly at the black belt level, Shodan level, you should have good movement. And Kuriashi Barai demonstrates that good movement. This demonstrates clearly how Kazushi is used as a moving Kazushi to unbalance the opponent. This is 2-step Kuriashi Barai, and also notice that the attacker doesn't use his hands. His hands merely connect him to the opponent, and he's letting the movement of his body and controlling his opponent's movement of his body do the work. That creates the Kazushi movement, or the unbalancing, disturbing the balance technique. Kuriashi Barai in 2 steps. The guys are doing now a Kuriashi Barai in a 1-step and sweep action, which is what I prefer, because generally nobody's going to take more than 1 step with you if you step sideways with them. And to be able to do it quickly, 1 step with good technique, is very important. Doing 2 steps is fine to learn it initially, but as you get better at it, I sincerely believe you should do 1 step and sweep. And a Kuriashi Barai is, as we can see, 1 step and go. Again, you're seeing really pure technique at work here. This is what Kazushi is all about. You can see here, John, even as a white belt, his first time trying this, he's doing it quite well because he's getting the idea of movement. Again, having good footwork or good shisei is vital in Judo, Jujitsu, Sambo, any of the grappling sports, martial arts where we do throwing. And you can see Kuriashi Barai, and we're finishing up the drill. One thing I might add, we don't use crash pads very much in using this. This is where good breakfall skills are essential, because crash pads, even though they're great for developing power in throws, will tend to impede the throwing movement because it's such a free moving throwing movement in Kuriashi Barai. Jake's doing a real nice one on Alan there. Kuriashi Barai with 1 step. We're working on a circular approach to a Kuriashi Barai, the sliding foot sweep or send after foot sweep. And this is one of the many applications. There are several applications that are quite good of the Kuriashi Barai. It's one of our favorite foot techniques here. And we often do it in a linear pattern. In this case, we're working in just a nice circular pattern when the guys are moving around. So basically, if Mike's going to do it, he steps around on the side and he sweeps immediately. So he steps to his left, and as Ben moves around, Mike sweeps with his left foot, doing a nice send after foot sweep. That was a sweet one right there. Kuriashi Barai. Kuri means to slide or to send after immediately. And that's exactly what's happening here. And Ashi is a foot or leg, and Barai is to sweep. And it's a variant of the word harai, and it hardens when it's the 2nd word or 3rd word in a series of words, in this name in particular. So it's Kuriashi Barai. And you can see how they just move around in a circular pattern, and your starting position is fundamental. And notice how if Mike's starting, he's got his right foot kind of in the middle of Ben, and then he moves around to his left in a circle, moving around it, and sweeps. This is what Kazushi's about, movement. Good Kazushi is good movement. And you see really nice, fast action on that Kuriashi Barai. The sliding foot sweep or the send after foot sweep. There's a few more here. And you can see how the guys are just practicing in this variation of the Kuriashi Barai. It almost looks as if the guy is jumping for him, but if you've done this and you know Judo and good Sambo or good Jujitsu, you know he's not jumping. You are, by your movement, you are breaking his balance and producing a good foot sweep in this case. There you have it. So Okuri Barai, the sliding foot sweep or send after foot sweep.
In a circle. How am I getting the circle? Is right here in a big pull. And when this leg is going to come back up, that's when I foot sweep.
Okay.
Okay. We're fighting. No, bring that leg back. I'm here. Right there. That's my foot sweep. Okay. Ready? So it's here. Right there. Yeah, we're counting on that trailing leg to go. Because I've just spread his legs for him. He don't want to stay there. He's going to come. Back up. Make sense? One more time. Right here, I get a big pull and I want a reaction. Right there. See how I held on to it with both hands? If I foot sweep and let go of this one, what's he going to do? Good chance he's going to put, no, he's going to put his hand down because he can't break fall. He's going to hurt himself. So Tori, all the way down. Make sure you land safely on his back. All right, one more time. We're here. I can have this grip, this grip, this grip, but we're going to work right here in this pocket. All I'm going to do is I'm stepping in a circle right here. There it is. And I'm giving him a pull to right here, right there. Okay? Right? Right there. Right outside. Let's go. There. Right? Don't start here. Don't start squared up. Lead right here. Foot sweep. Another thing, this foot here. If I step, and I leave it straight, I only got this much sweep. Right? I cross my feet up. If I step, I need to open my hips up. Right? When I step, see how my foot's pointing? Now I can sweep all the way through. Okay? We'll start on the outside, and this step here, I got my angle. And when he comes, right there. All right, spread out. 5 more minutes of it. Then we'll do something fun.
Here we have a double take on the foot sweep. So TJ tries a foot sweep first, and he hits it again on a second foot sweep. What happened, Eric moved his foot away to avoid the throw, and TJ just stayed with it. So he hit the foot sweep, came back, hit the foot sweep again. He might have changed the direction a little bit, so it might have started out a Kuriashi Barai, end up a Kosotogare. Who cares, just as long as you throw them. It's a good, clean throw. And that's what we're working on right now. So he attacks, steps, and there we go. We call that the double take. You hit the second move, same move, second time. It's a double take, just like, you know, you look over your shoulder once and do it again. So it's a double take. So there we have it, step, and sweep, and there you have a really nice example of how to do that double take. These guys have it down. It's a timing thing. It takes good feet. And again, the basis of this is these guys thoroughly worked on for a long, long time, Kuriashi Barai, sliding foot sweep, to get their movement down. And so they know how to sweep. They know how good Ashi Barai, leg sweeps, foot sweeps. They know how to do it. So you can see how they're practicing here. And again, looks like, boy, Eric's going to be the poor guy taking them all tonight, I guess. He tries the first one, and he double takes right there. So you see it. That's a classic example of a double take. First foot sweep didn't work, the second one did. So let Eric have a little payback here with TJ or JT. Well, he stepped out. So this only works if the guy steps out and his foot's still available. And there you go. That's a good example of it. So the foot was still there to sweep. If he'd moved the foot out completely and, you know, there was no foot there, he'd have to attack with, say, that forward throw, that knee drop, seminagi, something else that would not be a foot sweep. And there's a good example of how to do that.
Yeah, a little more. Sorry. Kill me now.
Okay, we'll catch him here. And he, first one, and the double take. And that's what we call a double take. So basically it's the same throw, immediately followed up after the first throw. And you can see it. So one more time here, we'll just kind of watch these guys and then we'll go on to other things. So tried the first one, he stepped out, and the foot was still there and available, and he did a double take with the foot sweep. So there we have it, a double take on the 2-on-1 grip, foot sweep. We're practicing on the 2-on-1 hand, grab both hands on the near side lapel, and a sliding foot sweep of Koreashi Barai. So it's a quick, the idea here is to grab quickly and attack. So grab the lapel, step, and sweep. We'll go around the room here. The guys are training here. Okay, we'll key in on you guys. Well, that was pretty good. And boom, he fell too. The idea here, TJ, can you grab Eric there and show how you do that 2-on-1 grip? So you get your two, there's one hand. As soon as you're doing it, you grab, and he's going to step toward me, and he's going to foot sweep him. Like that. That was very nice. It's a Koreashi Barai with both hands on the near side lapel. We're practicing on the 2-on-1 hand, grab both hands on the near side lapel, and a sliding foot sweep of Koreashi Barai. So it's a quick, the idea here is to grab quickly and attack. So grab the lapel, step, and sweep. We'll go around the room here. The guys are training here. Okay, we'll key in on you guys. Well, that was pretty good. And boom, he fell too. The idea here, TJ, can you grab Eric there and show how you do that 2-on-1 grip? So you get your two, there's one hand. As soon as you're doing it, you grab, and he's going to step toward me, and he's going to foot sweep him. Like that. That was very nice. It's a Koreashi Barai with both hands on the near side lapel, and attacking that same side foot.
Like you said earlier, Coach, if I have this foot up, I want this hand on top.
There you go. That's a good point. Yeah. And as you step, you got a good strong step, and you make a nice sweep. You may catch both, ankles together where they knock each other together, and kind of hit the ankles together, or you just may sweep the one foot. And it's a very good grab and attack throw. So grab 2-on-1 and step and throw. That was a sweet one. We really recommend that you are equally skilled at both right and left. You never know whether you're fighting a righty or a lefty, or the position you'll find yourself in relation to your opponent. But it's good to know this technique, both right and left. As in most foot sweeps, we would think that's the case. But this is a Koreashi Barai sliding foot sweep. Grab 2-on-1 on the near side lapel. We're working a double sleeve of Koreashi Barai. And here we go. Step back and sweep. Take a low grip initially. Step and go. Sweep and go. Boom, there we go. Derek, we're not throwing hard on this. This is a very hard, definite pawns throw, but a double sleeve grip of Koreashi Barai. Okay, guys, do one more round down and back, then we'll finish it with this drill and we'll go into something else. So we're just going straight line movement on this, and we are sliding and throwing. Double sleeve grip and throw. There we go. Let me pan over here. James is a very nice one here. Step through Charlie quite well. He's being nice. He's not killing the guy, so we sweep and go. Get a full throw out of it, James. There you go. That's how it looks. It's a very spectacular throw when you do it. Pan fast. I'm sorry about that, everybody, but here we got it. He's going to step. TJ's going to step and throw. You can see it's a very quick throw. That low sleeve grip really fools them. Now, many people think you're going to do a foot sweep out of a low sleeve, double sleeve grip. But that's kind of what we're drilling on tonight. And we'll just get out of the way for the pan out for the guys to drill here. And we're just drilling on it. This is a practice we're actually just making a video of our actual practice in here of drilling on this. One guy takes him down, the other guy takes him back.
Yep.
Okay, we'll keying off Derek and Jeff here. Sweep, there you go. Just a fast, attacking, low sleeve, double sleeve, Kuriashi Barai. And that's where we're... And the guys are just stepping and going. You can see just a... It's hard not to really unload on a guy in practice with this throw. It's a very difficult throw to do nice. But there we're drilling on foot sweep, drag him up, hit with cross-body Osoto. And we're doing this kind of a combination drill, just a good throwing drill. And there we have it. Guys are doing 5 sets each, in other words, 5 combos each. Again, foot sweep, sweep, and drag him up immediately and hit with Osoto. Okay, they're not all perfect, but that's why we call it practice. And that's the drill here. You can see it again. They're going to sweep, foot sweep, nice sweep, drag him up. Osoto. Sorry for the bad camera work, guys. I'll move away from it so you can get the full view here. There we go. And there we go, sweep, drag him up, and hit Osoto. And we do this in combination with a number of throws, but this is very good to start with foot sweeps because it really sets a lot of things up in a moving fashion. Good kazushi comes from movement, and that's one thing this drill teaches is good kazushi and good movement. And foot sweep to cross-body Osoto. There we go, one more time, drag him up, and he hits him cross-body Osoto. We're not really burying each other because remember it's the other guy's turn next. And that's the idea here. And one more set here. And that's what it looks like. Must be the drill over for those guys. There we go. The guys are working on sliding thigh sweep. We like to do this from time to time. It's a great technique. It's people say it's a variation of a Kuriashi Barai. I guess you could say that in this application. But watch how the guys are working it here. And it's a good one to throw on crash pads because it's a very hard throw. What it is the movement's similar to a Kuriashi Barai, sliding foot sweep, but you step and you're putting the whole body into it and you're actually sweeping with your thigh when you throw them. And the guys are just taking turns off and on here. Looks like it's going to be Ben's turn. And he threw Kelvin there. And it'll be Big Jake here with Derek, and you can see a thigh. It looks like they're almost kicking each other in the butt, but they're not. The movement and the sweeping of the thigh, similar to the Kuriashi Barai. Here's Kelvin doing it, and you can see. And it looks like you're just picking him up with your leg, but it's the movement, same as a foot sweep.
All time.
Nice one from Derek there. He really gets a lot of lift, and he really buries them. A lot of hip movement. And what's happening, the guys, when they start, they're coming with their left hip in this particular case. They're all leading with their left hip. It's tucked around a little closer, the right hip of the opponent, and as you lead them and throw them, and there you have it. It's a very hard throw. It is flat on the back, ippon stuff. And we featured this technique in my book, Winning on the Mat. I like this technique. My guys have used it a lot in competition in both Judo and Sambo. And it's just one of those really good, hard techniques. And to somebody who doesn't know this move or think in this way, they would think it'd be a very nice sliding foot sweep when the guys are doing it, when they see it done in a competition situation. You step and your thigh, catch them. It looks like you are kicking them in the butt, but we're not really. We'll do a few more here, and then we're going to work some other throws where we use the thigh lift. And as a technique to use to throw with. You can see how very good control there. A few more reps and then we'll move on. But you can kind of get the idea here of movement, step in, and as they step in, it's a fast thigh sweep. Boom. He hardly needed to sweep much there at all. There was a lot of movement there. Okay, looks like Derek will be. We'll focus in on Derek as the last guy in this routine. We'll do some other throws. And he steps, and boom, there you go. Very good example. Sliding thigh sweep, Okuri Momo Barai. Okay, this is Diashi Barai, advancing foot sweep. And we're going to show you how we approach teaching it to new people when they come in and they want to learn Diashi Barai. It's not necessarily one of the first techniques we teach, but it is an essential foot technique, and it teaches a lot about balance and movement and footwork. So it is a good throw to know. So one of the first drills we have the new people do is an alternating foot sweep drill. So guys, go ahead and start that if you would. And as one person puts his foot out, the other person sweeps it. Now what this teaches is to be light on the feet and quickly catch the person's foot with your sweeping foot. Notice the knees are straight, rather than the legs are extended, and they're using their hips to sweep as well. And we're going to key in on the actual foot here, and look at how they're sweeping and wrapping their foot around the foot when they do that. Okay, Jake, do that really slow so you can see how you wrap your foot around the foot. See how you wrap the foot and control it all the way. You want to control it and throw them eventually. Okay. So, guys, why don't you this time, as you advance that foot, Anthony, he'll just lightly throw you, and then vice versa. Okay, so Anthony advances his foot, Jake will throw him. Nice light throw, boom. And notice we're doing with a good kumikata, or basic grip, natural grip. And now what we're going to do is just do that where you rapidly gain a little more confidence and speed as you do it. So as he sticks his foot out, you sweep it. And he gets back up. Jake will stick his foot out. Anthony will sweep it. There we go. And just keep doing that, like 2 or 3 more throws each, guys, to demonstrate. They'd probably do them in a set of 10. But you notice as soon as the foot steps out, he attacks it. And that's what this teaches. As soon as you see that opponent advance his foot, you take it and sweep it. That's the basis of Diashi Barai. And that's a very active, dynamic way of learning Diashi Barai. It's one of the ways I like to teach it. And we'll have him, okay. Now guys, let's switch gears and do the rocking drill where you rock back and forth. This is more of an older traditional way of teaching Diashi Barai, and it's a very good one. And as they rock back and forth, okay, and at some point Jake is going to sweep. There we get it, okay? All right, and just demo that again, back and forth, and see as he advances, as Anthony advances his foot, Jake sweeps it. And this is an older drill that's used for learning basic Diashi Barai. And what Diashi Barai is he advances forward, you sweep it. If you're a good foot sweeper, you're always on the lookout to take his foot out from underneath him. And one more time, guys, to just show that. And there we go. See the rocking step? And there we go. Okay, now this one is, what's going to happen is, Jake's going to do a left sweep, right sweep, left foot sweep, right foot sweep on Anthony. And Anthony's just going to keep alternating his feet. So watch how Anthony will extend his right foot first, sweep, okay, left foot sweep. You see how they're sweeping. And that's what's happening. And this is a quick foot sweeping drill that the guys are doing. And again, this is more of a movement drill. You can't really throw and do this, but you can see you can build up a good head of steam and do this quickly. And these 3 drills are the principal drills we use. Thanks, guys, very much. These 3 drills are the principal drills we use for Diashi Barai. Okay, good. Guys, could you do one more time? Let's do the one where Anthony, you extend your foot, and Jake, just as you step forward, Jake will throw you with a nice classic Diashi Barai. And notice as Anthony steps forward, sweep it and take him down, okay? Let's key in on, Jake, could you, and I'm just keying in on their feet. We'll go ahead and grab them and put your foot on the side of his foot, and you can see how, go ahead and just put your foot down, Anthony, and there you go. Okay, see how he wraps his foot all the way around. See that? Wrapping it that way. That's the basic approach, and he's wrapping the bottom of his foot at the ankle, and he would then sweep. And again, Diashi Barai is separate from Okuriashi Barai or some of the other foot throws like Kosotogari, where the opponent has advanced a foot and you sweep them. There are other ways to set it up. You can be moving backwards, forwards if you're the Tori, the attacker. But these are the very basic ways that we teach Diashi Barai at Welcome Mat. So there you have Diashi Barai, advancing foot sweep. And we're going to do actually 3 great little throws. There, before we start, what we're going to do work tonight on is Kosotogari, or Kosotogaki to start, minor outer hook. Kosotogari, minor out of reap, and Nidan Kosotogari, both-legged. He catches both legs in the Kosotogari. Real quick note here on guys, so the new guys, you know this, black belts, you may have had this one before. Back with Jiro Kano, when he started judo in 1882, they had shorter gis. Their gis were way up here above the elbows, the jackets, and the pants were above the knees. They got a lot of burns, got a lot of problems there. They did a lot of what we call ko-waza. Ko, small techniques, waza, or small, and the technique is waza, small techniques. A lot of leg trips, a lot of small movements, inside hooks, stuff like that. That's what was happening quite a bit. Then he really revolutionized things, Kano did. In 1905, 1907, somewhere around there, he invented what we're wearing now. He invented the modern judo gi, the judo uniform. So as protecting the elbows, protecting the knees. And it gave more cloth to grab, to throw people. That's when he developed the concept of owaza, major techniques, the big body slams, like the tegarumas, the harai goshis, the big throws, over the body throws. So historically, these are some of the very old techniques of Kodokan Judo that we do in all forms of our Shinyi-Tai Jujitsu and Judo as we do. You see in Sambo as well, and any other sport that involves throwing. Okay, so can I have you guys come up and demo? We'll start. Steve, you and Eric, be my demo dogs. We're going to start with Kosoto Gaki. Okay, so go ahead and tie up just a regular grip, and you can see standard grip. Okay, everybody see this? Now, this is a great throw, no matter what you do. It's a great throw for MMA, gi, no gi, but we have jackets here, we'll use them. Okay, notice the standard grip, okay? Now, Steve's got his right hand on the lapel and left hand on the sleeve, all right? Now, he's going to move to the side just slightly. No, before you start, just come out to the side. Yeah, so he's got room to move. He doesn't want to be squared with Eric, okay, because he's going to have to reach. What he doesn't want to do, this is what he does not want to do first, he does not want to lunge with his hook and try to hook that, hook him kind of high, yeah. So he doesn't want to do that because Eric could turn and hit him with an Uchimata as a counter. So we don't want to do that. So we want to make sure we lead with our hips, okay? So what he's going to start with his initial stance, outside of the man's body, just slightly. Okay, just come out, don't get quite so ready, just be out here, there. See like this? He's outside of the line of his body, you see that? Now, what he's going to do with his hands, as he moves around kind of in a circle and faces them, he's going to, with his arms, he's going to crush them in. His right arm is going to come in, his left arm's like this, in a closing motion. See that happens? Now watch what as he does that, he steps around to the side. The knot of his belt will be facing his hip. See that? Now, of course, when you do this fast, he's quite off balance, but you see how he's closed in there. Now with his left leg, he's going to point his toe, and he's going to hook it and chop him down. Go ahead and do it. Bam. That's the gaki. That's the hook. Anytime you hook either leg, hooking, chopping movement, that's a short, choppy, hooking movement, gaki. So, squeeze it in, around the corner, and give him a chop. It's a nice, clean Kosoto gaki, okay? That throws him a lot. Now, you can stay with it, you can hook him and take him all the way down, get on the ground with him, but if you just want to clean him, clock him fast, that's a fast throw, okay? One more time, Kosoto gaki. Notice he comes around the corner, like that, and he chops. Bam, see, he follows him through. Now, it's a nice transition to the ground. You can go right into a Jujigatami, hold down, whatever, okay? The next one, very similar, but it's not a hook, it's what's called a gari. A gari is a reap. It's a reaping motion. It's not this, it's reaping, okay? Like a ko-uchigari on the inside. Osotogari on the outside, big movement. So, same type of movement to set up. Squeeze him here, come around the side, but in this case, with his foot, he's just going to wrap it, and he's just going to kind of a sweep. Take him down. It's often confused, you notice he did on this heel, taking him back. It's often confused with the Ashi Barai, or advancing foot sweep. So if he were to step in, there's the Ashi Barai. Sorry guys, I was in your way. But you see, as he advanced forward, he caught him. Cleaned the Ashi Barai. Advancing foot sweep. It's called advancing because he advanced forward and that foot got caught. There's the Ashi Barai. Okay? But what Steve's doing now, he's kind of taking this bull by the horns. But notice the breaking the balance is different. Squeezing him in. That really works. You don't have to really pop him up nice and high like you see a lot of people do. This works a lot better in my opinion. You notice he rounded the corner and now his belt's on the side of the hip. And watch what he does. He sweeps with his foot. His left foot was on the back of Eric's right heel. Actually on his right foot there, on the back of his foot, on his heel. One more time. So this is Kosoto-gari. You notice he didn't hook. It was more of a sweeping motion. Now, the third one we're going to do, and all you guys are going to be practicing them, throwing them all together here for the video, is Nidan Kosoto-gari. This is where he's going to catch both his legs. So when he comes in, and just come in and do it, and he sweeps and catches the far leg, he's aiming for his far leg. This one you catch a lot of guys as a counter. What we call the judo, or the switch, the twitch, what the British did, they come back. This is very similar. A lot of people call it Kosoto, Nidan Kosoto-gari. So he does the same thing, comes in, catches both legs. He's sweeping now for his far leg. This is often good if the guy is dumb enough to have his legs pretty close. So when he comes in, bam, sweep, and he caught it. So it's a reaping motion against both legs. Okay, so we got Kosoto-gaki, minor outer hook, Kosoto-gari, minor outer reap, Nidan Kosoto-gari, both legged, minor outer reap. Okay? Those are, in a nutshell, those are three huge techniques that are really small things. You know, like John Wood said, I love to quote, small things make big things happen. So this closing in tight, coming in here, a quick sweep, small little movements, but your body slam them big. Okay? And you'll clean guys at Judo for Ippons, MMA, you'll clock them, get them down on the mat, have your way with them. Sambo, we see it. So any fighting sport uses throws. These are really good throwing techniques. They're considered ko-waza in Kodokan Judo, small techniques that you don't have big looping, big moving, lifting stuff. They're a smaller technique. Okay? Let's practice. We'll start with Kosoto-gaki. Okay? Here. We're going to show. The basic is, you're hooking his leg and taking him down. It's a hard throw. But what if your opponent is bent over, and he's one of these guys, and he's got this shell here, he doesn't want you, he thinks he's safe. So his weight's forward of his legs, his butt's behind it, so he's really kind of off balance, but he's really very defensive. So it's kind of a hard shell to break through for some of these guys, especially if he's stiffing out and everything. So in that case, let's take advantage of the situation. So we have to kind of do a longer attack in this particular case. So Derek's taking a sleeve grip here, a longer grip, and he's really got his right hand on the lapel. He's just got a standard lapel and sleeve grip, kumikata grip. So there we have it. Now, the basic, what we're going to do the basic. What he wants to do is he's going to drive in and see how far his right foot is away. In fact, he may even drive it in to where his foot is sideways so he can drive harder into it. Yeah, so he has a little more drive. If he's this way, if his toes pointed forward, he's not getting a lot of drive off of it. So when he might shift where to sideways, where he's got that side drive in there, he can drive. And that also opens his hips up so you can see how he's going to hook and reap around. He's not just going to club him down like you see like in wrestling, where they just do a outside leg hook. This is more of a hook, but it's kind of a sweep as well. John and I were talking about this earlier. So you get a little reap in your action as well. So the guy's all bent over. Here's the situation. He's got a very long grip. He's not trying to get in here and control he can control the sleeve low. Also, a little tip also, if this guy's got a super tight jacket, if all you can get is what's called a pistol grip, that works pretty darn good too. Okay? So if all you got is a pistol grip, fine. Because what we want is just to control the end of the arm. Okay? Now, Derek's going to shift, and as he does, watch his body. Now, when he drives in, he's going to drive in and reap his toe, hooking around the right side, the back, the right side of Eric's leg, and low leg there and foot. Go ahead, drive it. Wham. See how he just drives? Okay? Now, you can either block him with the foot, or you can actually reap him, where you're getting, he's going to hook all the way around with the inside of his knee, so try that version too. Wham. It's kind of a diving into it, okay? Very successful woman on the British Olympic team. She was an Olympian in 2012, Sophie Cox. did this to one of our girls on our team over in Germany a few years back. Threw her for a palm, clean throw. Very skillful. Now listen. So we got the bottom part there. Newer guys say, this really looks hard. It's not. Just remember, dive in. Okay, dive in. Now the top part, the hands are pretty important too. So when he does this, when he ties them up, with his hand, he's gonna steer them. And with his right hand, he's driving this way. See this movement here? As that helps break the balance, kind of twist his body as he does. See how he drove? That really does help. So nobody really thinks you can get this type of a really long leg attack from this. He's bent over, this is a long grip. People just don't do that very often. But if you know how to do it, you know what to do it, you'll really do it. This is the type of throw, you can do this like on a street situation, and you may scuff up your clothes or something, but you've taken him down hard. It's a clean throw, okay? Now, the only thing I'd say is a little different. That was the standard. If you can, and if they're really clocking this way, more of a Tanio Toshi here to the side here, if Derek can come out to the side more and be at this angle here, when he steps in, and watch what he's going to throw Eric more on his back. Watch the left foot. See that? Okay, it's more of what we call a Tanio Toshi, valley drop. It's fundamentally the same throw you just did, it's just a different angle. You see, everybody see that? The angle is different. So the nice thing about Judo and Jiu-Jitsu is that we got a whole brand new name for it. Sometimes the hardest thing to know is the Japanese terminology, but it makes sense. Everybody see that? So the first one will go straight in. The second one will come back, and we'll hit that angle where you see more of a Tanio Toshi. In any event, this is kind of an answer to these guys who are bent over. Okay? Now, if he's all bent over and you miss it, you can always pursue with an ankle pick. So if Eric, what we're going to have you do is you withdraw that. See, you're always there to hit the ankle. So you committed to your throw, he gets out somehow, leg grab, ankle pick, anything, follow up. So tonight we'll practice that as well. Because sometimes if you miss them, you still want to catch them. Okay? Make sense to everybody? So it's Kosoto Gaku, minor outer hook, and the second one we did was Tanio Toshi, valley drop. But fundamentally the way we're doing is pretty much the same throw. And if he does step out of it, we do a leg grab, Ashidori leg grab, or an ankle pick or something. Just work on it, okay? All right, then we'll let you throw on other stuff too. We're good. This is really old school Judo, which means it's good, okay? Old school Judo really works. This movement, the setup, we worked earlier tonight on the patterns, was Sugiashi, kind of a sliding drag step type thing, okay? That's Sugiashi. And what's going to happen once you turn around here sideways so Julie can get you here? Okay, so what's going to happen is Derek's going to do a Sugiashi step. He's just stepping back like that. Just once, all you need to do. Okay? So he's going to step back, and when he steps back, he plants that foot, and he turns. And when he turns, he hits an Osotogari. Boom, ready to throw. Okay? I don't want to kill him, but get in there. Now the key thing here when we do the Sugiashi is you want your hips fairly close. There you go. Okay. Now when Derek steps back, and it's there. At this point, he plants. That's where he makes his turn. Here, this key here, this hand here, this hand here, this driving hand here, this steering hand. Okay. Now see, fist up, elbow down, right on his pec. And look here, you don't need to really pull out. Okay, that's fine if you want to do that, but you can chop that down and you can steer them like a car. And you can drive and then throw them, bam, like that. So I like to have a little more economy of movement rather than pulling out with my left hand, which is fine. Okay, again, that is old school Judo. It's very good. But this was a little more adapted where you turn. Okay, so as he steps back, as Sugiashi steps back, he spins, shoots, and there's an Osotogari. It's just a real quick back step Osoto. That's all it is. It's a one step and hit. It's not a big elaborate move. It's I step back, turn, and let it happen. So I know as soon as I step back, I'm turning and I'm drilling. And it looks like I'm actually turning around all the way, but I'm not. Okay, look, he just takes it one step back, turns, bam. And that's a hard throw. You do that in a bar fight, get a lawyer. Okay? Because that really, okay. Ryan Reynolds is available. Right. All right. But nonetheless, seriously, this is a solid win, no matter what sport you're in. if you were doing Sambo and you remain upright, it's a total victory. You throw them like that in Judo, you won the match by a pawn. If you throw somebody like this, like Ronda Rousey does in MMA with no gi, she does this a lot, this type of movement. That's because she's got really good Judo skills, okay? And she slams people, and then she finishes them on the ground. One more time, and then we're going to have everybody practice. So step back, turn. That step back is called Sugiashi. It's kind of sliding step back, almost a dragging step, not drag, but a sliding step. Everybody got it? Okay, let's work it. Hey guys, last week we were working on Osoto Gari to Kosoto Gari, okay? Now, I'll do the opposite here, okay? Brandon Smith asked to see this. I want to see the full range, so let's see the full range here. This time we're going to do probably more common combination pattern. Is Kosoto Gari, kind of a fake, or he gets out of it, you actually may really try it. And you end up throwing him either an Osoto Gari, major out of reap, or Osoto Garuma, major out of wheel, or sometimes even planted to an Osoto Toshi, major out of drop. But it all sets up, and also another thing, we talked about this earlier in practice tonight, with what we do, our feet have to be as fast like a boxer's. A boxer's hands are his bread and butter, jab, cross, all of, a whole bit. Same with us, our feet have to be that. That's what, we have to think of our feet like a boxer does his hands. So we have to manipulate them quite well. This type of series of movements helps us learn that, even if we don't specialize in this throw or this combination attack. And this is a very good combination attack. Been around forever, it still works. It still works. So what we're going to do, Derek's going to come in and try to compete where he's going to fake a Kosoto Gari like that and drill him with an Osoto. And Mike says, thank you very much. Okay. But watch the setup, guys. The left hand's pretty key here because he's got that lock in there pretty tight. When he comes in and and shoots, man, he's chopping it down. He's killing this down here, and he's just crunching him, and that helps the setup on the Osoto. So a lot of people don't use their hands very well when they set it up. Okay. You just come on in, Mike, let him know, just a straight Kosoto Gari. You just come in and just do a straight Kosoto. Boom. That's why we have crash pad. There's a hard throw. But that's Kosoto Gari, okay? It's minor outer reaping movement. You're reaping them like this and the bottom of your foot. Now, we're going to add it together. Now, let's start looking at some other variations of this, guys. We're going to do a Kosoto Gari to an Osoto Gari, okay? Major outer reap, where he hits just one leg. So, Kosoto, plants, Osoto, bam, okay. That's a good one. We'll go next one I want you guys to practice tonight. Kosoto Gari, and he's going to catch both legs. Osoto Garuma, and that makes it hard. Shit, I mean, right in front of the leg. Right, now, the last one will be a stand your ground type move, where it's Kosoto, and he comes in, he shoots to Tai Otoshi for the rear. Osoto Otoshi, right? And Mike can only take so much more, but Jeff, you might want to come around here. Derek, before you come on again. Come around here. This last one is an Osoto Otoshi. You fake a Kosoto Gari, bam, plant, kind of planted foot, dropped it. That's the Otoshi, the dropping part. The Osoto Garuma is when you come in and sweep, and you basically sweep, it's a Ogaruma or Hiraigoshi to the rear. And the other one, of course, the last one is Osoto Gari, and there's an Osoto. I've said enough of that. God love it. But that's the most basic way of doing Kosoto Gari, Osoto Gari, Osoto Garuma, Osoto Otoshi. Do them all together. Practice them together. Know them that way. It's a great series. This really teaches you fast feet. This is a great series to know. If you want real good fast feet movement, fast foot movement, manipulation, good shisei, body posture, good shintai movement, this teaches you. Okay? If you want to try this without the pads, do it, but don't throw each other hard, just take each other down a little bit. But when you do, you see how powerful these throws are. When we do this with full power, let's use the crash pads. It's a great extra safety. Okay? Let's do that as right. It's a big move down. Okay, thanks. We're doing some Ko-Uchigaki, sometimes called Ko-Uchimakikomi. Ko-Uchigaki, minor inner hook. Yeah, do another one. Steps in, and you can see how we do it. And it's a really nice throw. We're also going to do it where we would throw, and as soon as you throw, you pass over the leg and get past his leg and come over the top to a pin. That'll be in another video, but right now we're just working on the basics of Ko Uchigaki. And the guys are working at different levels. And you can see the newer guys are working with the black belts to help them out. And you can see they're picking up different levels of skill. James has done this fairly often. Mike has too. It's Ko Uchigaki. That's kind of how we approach it. So you can see we're just drilling on a move. Skill work tonight. Very nice. First time Eric's pretty much been doing it, so that's pretty good for a new guy. And you notice when Eric is teaching it to the other Eric, how he moves sideways and kind of squatted. Eric, can you demo that again, where you're moving sideways and show that squat? So we show, yeah, just do it fairly slow. In fact, I'm going to come around from the other angle here, and we're going to show you this. Okay, and Eric, as he steps, he squats low, and he drives and he reaches to the Ko Uchigaki. It's kind of an exaggerated step as we practice, but if you do enough repetitions and become an instinctive skill, it is quite effective. My wife used it very effectively in both Judo and Sambo. And Anne Maria Burns DeMars used it effectively in Judo as well. So it is a good, effective technique for scoring purposes, and then also getting him on the ground and finishing him with a good ground fighting technique. Ko Uchigaki, minor inner hook. What we're working on now is a Ko Uchigaki, and then quickly passing over the leg you've hooked. In other words, passing his guard quickly, so the bottom man or the bottom grappler doesn't have your back after you've thrown him. So you hook him, quickly pass over the leg, and get your submission, or actually your pin. You really pass it for the pin. So it's Ko Uchigaki, quickly pass the leg, pass guard, get to the side, and in this case, Monogatami or chest hold, and get a good side position. Be sure you practice this pass when doing Ko Uchigaki, because the bottom man who has just been thrown can get both hooks in, roll over and hook in on you, and then you may have thrown him, but he will have your back, and he may work a choke or arm lock from that position. So just remember to do that. Ko Uchigaki, in this case, roll over into the osaikomi or pin.
Basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to catch the 2-on-1, and then I'm going to kick his leg up. It's a foot sweep, catch, lift, pull back, okay? Qualmoss was great. He would come in and he would get this and he would kick the Nikes out of somebody's leg. I mean, like in the Olympic final that he won gold in, he literally came out and kicked the Japanese guy so hard that they had to stop while the Japanese guy hopped out of bounds injured. So he was kicking him that hard. You don't have to do that, but the idea is the same. Get the 2-on-1, okay?
Little Muay Thai.
Right? Come in just a little tiny bit, hook, lift, and then guide him down with the 2-on-1. Okay? This side, okay? If you want to add a little head to it, that's great. It makes it easier. Okay? Okay? They do it this way with the pistol grip. Again, okay, step in, catch, lift him down. Okay, it's just a pull down. He's already all the way off. I'm owning the top part of his body by controlling the 2-on-1. If I lift this up a little bit, I now have all that side of his body. Okay, until he puts it down, he's literally falling over and I'm holding him up. Okay, so boom, guide him down. It helps if you turn and look where you want him to go. Okay? Now if you want to do it quicker, there we go. Okay? It's like a kick. Right there. Okay? If you want to be more classical about it, which if you're doing a 2-on-1, why are you worrying about being classical? But you're going to use the bottom part of your foot. Okay? Like a golf club. Take your foot, flat part of your foot, sideways, right, leg straight, catch, up you go. Don't go with the side of your foot, because then I clap into something hard, break my foot, or bruise the crap out of it. That's no fun. Clap, down, okay? But like I said, I prefer just kicking it. It works a lot better, and you can follow your hips all the way through. Okay? So one more time from the back view. Okay? Catch through here. Get the lapel grip, step in, and down he goes. Okay? And one more time from like a no-gi type of thing. 2-on-1, in, sweep, and down. Good? All right, try it.
Them to always go ahead and grab that back grip. It doesn't always happen like that. Sometimes I get there and they'll just wait for forever, or sometimes they'll know when they're being had and they'll let go, but they don't grab my back, okay? So now we get offensive with it. Okay, so he's got that grip, okay? I come under and up, and as I come through here, he's gonna go ahead and let go, okay? But I still got this, okay? So now that I've got that grip, I've beaten him on a grip. I've got the first strong part of my grip, okay? So I'm gonna do the same to the side. I'm gonna grab his other lapel, I'm gonna step to the side, and I'm gonna wing him, okay? So he's got that, up, boom, he lets go. Okay? He's still thinking, all right, let go, re-grip, and I'm thinking throw, okay? Break his grip, get here. Down he goes, okay? Break his grip, he lets go. Okay? And when you get better at the side, that gives you the timing, then you can do an offensive step across, Osoto, a Harai, an Uchimata if you like it. The key is, as soon as I get that grip, I attack. Okay? I know he's not going to give me the slow version of it, where I get to wedge him in there and cause him pain. But I have my dominant grip now. I get the other lapel and I attack. Okay? Make sense? All right, hit it.
Step to the side, foot prop him, and try and wheel him over, okay? So the important part to remember here is I'm not stepping back and doing it that way, because then he pushes me and we land, okay? I'm getting my grip, I step to the side, and as I pull and wheel him, I prop his foot, okay? So even when I'm going slow, he goes over, and he doesn't push me down. If I'm here and he pushes, he's going that way, okay? If I'm here and he pushes, I'm going that way, okay? So take that side step, and down he goes. I'm not good at this move. I can do it. I don't really like it all that much, but I can do it. But I can use it to transition into something else, okay? So everybody get together, 3 each, look back up here, okay? Side step, wheel and prop your foot.
What Derek is having them start, we're going to end up in some groundwork here, but he's having them doing the foot prop, Sasai Suri Komiyashi, with a good stepping around, big step around movement. And it's not a standard, it's just a step around and swing. It's almost like a Harai Suri Komiyashi for you judo folks out there.
All right. 2-on-1 grip. I always go for the uplet on the kurka. And I try to keep the arm bent. I've got a whole series of this stuff, okay? Again, you can do a lot of things. You can do the Uchimata. You can do the, careful the standing arm bar of those, but you can do them. But what I'm going to show right now, from this grip, get the guy to bend over. You always want to put, my friend Igor always said, put the pressure on him. Put the pressure on him. Because if I push here, he wants to come up, okay? And this will be a great move from here. And this is one of my favorite moves from a 2-on-1. So I push here, and as he comes up, I step into him, okay? So I step, and I'm pulling him, and what I'm going to try to do is trap his arm. And I try to keep the arm bent. And I try to trap his arm between our bodies, okay? So I'm here. So as he comes up, I'm just going to go, boom. And it's my favorite type of Sasai. It's my favorite type. Because when Igor showed this to me, it's so tight. It's so, I'm not criticizing the Japanese style, the classical style, but I like this one a lot. Because you're so tight with the guy, and he's not expecting you to step all the way across and take it. So I'm here, and I step. So that's my, I step, and the foot is just...
The foot just blocks him.
Yeah.
From the Japanese, again, from that perspective, sasai means to block or to stop the action of moving. So that's literally what you're doing correctly,
Yep.
Greg.
So, boom, boom, and then... Okay? It's a
And
simple move.
that step with your, could you show that again when you step across there? Because that gets your hips in position. You're really spinning your hips very quickly, and your hips are very close to him, aren't they?
Yep. Yeah, this is a really close technique, whereas the Japanese, you're farther away. I mean, Japanese, you know, you're like that. This one, I'm close, and like I said, I'm trying to squish his arm between our bodies. So I push here, I step, and it's a really quick move. Okay? Questions? All right.
All right, we're going to, the Georgian grip, we've been doing the turn and the foot sweep type movement. Now we're going to add to that, we're going to make it into a thigh lift. What a lot of judo people call it carbarelli. There are different ways to do this. We're going to show you one. Okay? This is a very, very good way. So, Derek's going to get his left hand there. He's going to anchor, palm up, remember? All right, now he's going to reach around Mike's deltoid to the side, and he bends him over and he crushes him. All right, he's going to turn him with the hips, a lot of hip movement. Now, we were doing that as a foot prop, we were like a foot sweep there, but now we're doing more of a thigh sweep, a lift. So watch what Derek does as a lift. Here he goes. Notice he lifted the thigh lift on the inside of Mike's, in this case, is right thigh. So he gets the Georgian grip, the belt grip, bends him over, he steps in, and he sweeps. There you go. It's all one. When he steps in, it's kind of almost a stepping in, rounding, and the thigh sweep like that. That's the move he does there. Okay? Question?
Pushing the foot down, leg there, and then you're pushing up, and you just smack it.
You're kind of reaching it up. Just literally reach it up, and that weird movement. It's literally a sweeping move. It's not a don't try to pick him up, lift him out. It's a sweep.
So it's just hitting like this.
But just slightly thin. Watch the foot again. Watch the foot again. There you go. Now, that's not to say some of you guys were doing excellent work by sweeping and keeping the foot. Now this is a nice, almost like a Hizaguruma knee wheel type thing. Now watch, he sweeps it. That's good too. That's probably what you were doing more close, James, to what you were doing, I think. I was watching you. If that works for you, go for it. If it feels comfortable to you. This is one of those throws you have to mold it to yourself. You know, so don't say I have to bend like this. If it works for you, you do it. But if not, it's a nice sweep. It's almost like a foot prop, a foot sweep type action. Okay. Mike, have a rest. Can you throw Eric or somebody else, whoever you want? Now, watch, do this as more of a foot prop sweep, a Haraisuri Komiyashi type thing. Now watch the foot, what you guys were doing, this may help you. I think it will. Okay. So you got a nice high lift. It's a really high lift. That's okay. So, the Carbarelli type move, which really works quite well. That's a body slam and a half. You know, he won when he won the silver medal down in the PJUs. You threw the guy for the silver medal match, and nobody thought they did that in judo anymore. And that was, you know, that's it. Or you can do it as a foot sweep, which some of you guys do. Hey Dan, I want to pick on you. Come on out. You got a really nice sweeping action. Can you pick somebody you want to throw? Okay, Derek's the guy. All right, do the same thing and do what you were doing with that nice foot sweeping action.
The same throw?
Yeah, same throw you just did. Just the same throw you just did. See that? That's, it almost looks like, you know, he did, but it was a quick turn and a foot up. And that's really what it was. So, look at it again. There you go. The key thing what Dan was doing there was that quick turn with the hips. And that's what you're all doing correctly. Okay? So, James, to answer your question, how you do what you do with that foot is either a lifting thigh sweep type action, right? Or more of a foot sweep, Haraisuri Komiyashi type action, even a Hizaguruma knee wheel type action. What's working is the Kazushi, you're bending them over so deep and turning with the hips. The hips do a lot of work here. Can you throw one more time, somebody? He's too big, so throw somebody else. All right. So watch the hip action here, and whatever Derek decides to do, he's going to do. But watch the hips. See the hip turn. Really essential. Okay. We'll go into that. All right, guys.